It's time for us to take back our communities and create unity. Community vibes with BrownEyes. Come take a walk with me. Community vibes with BrownEyes. Hit it, King T finesse. We hit the streets running. You know we coming. Building with knowledge to inform, to bring the love in. It's the unity in our community. Reform, move on to be strong. It takes you and me. Bring the issues, let's talk about it. Make a plan, bring it to life and never doubt it. To inspire, keep you going higher. Words put to action, fuel to the fire. Life gets better when we do it together. BrownEyes, King T, finesse, time to get up. Get up. Get up. For everyone, the best. Hit it, King T, finesse. Join in and catch the vibe. Join in and catch the vibe, the vibe, the vibe, the vibe, the vibe. Welcome to our first Community Vibes with BrownEyes for 2024. We made it. Had a lot of stuff going on. We took a little hiatus, but we back. And we back in effect with our first wonderful guest. I feel so honored to have her in the house, and I want to introduce to you to her briefly. She is a life coach. Okay, she is a business consultant, so much more, but most importantly, she is the author of The Art of Communication 101, introducing Clarice Swinney.
Thank you.
She even got a unique name. Thank you, my sister, for coming through and vibing with me here on Community Vibes with BrownEyes. It's an honor to have you here.
Well, thank you for that introduction. It was beautiful, and I am honored to be here.
Absolutely. I'm thankful
excited
for that. Great. Well, we're going to have a great show today because we're going to talk about some great things. I mean, like this sister here has a lot of information. She has a lot to give, you know, because she's seen a lot and experienced a lot. Mm-hmm. So, you know, get your popcorn or whatever you got to get. Sit down and relax because we get ready to go through that. But first of all, I want to just say I miss y'all. I've been in a hiatus. I went back to school, so that's why I've been very busy. I finally went back to school after, I think, 30 years. Let me not say my age, you know, but I went back to school. I'm studying communications.
All right. Nice.
Communications, so I'm excited about that. It's my first semester. I am a straight A student so far, so I'm very excited about that. I'm not intimidated anymore. So those of you out there that feel like you're too old or whatever to go back to school and you really got that urge to do it, go back and do it. It's not that bad. I'm telling you, I'm learning more and I'm growing even at this age. So I want to thank my supporters. You know, throughout the year, we have done different events and different activities, you know, since we've done our last show, our last event here. And I got to give a big shout out to Bravery Studios and our engineer, you know, Marvin Pergomo. He collabed with us to have the best 50 year of hip hop event here, you know, and it was a great time. And we had, you know, J Love, Fashion School of Etiquette here. She brought the young people out with the designer clothes on, and they showed out. So shout out to you, J Love. Looking forward to more events this year. We also had a special exhibit for hip hop by the one and only photographer to the stars, Mr. Ronnie Wright. He was in the house with all the pictures, and on the wall we had an art gallery. J Love had pictures on the wall as well. You know, we had Maurice Luke in the house. You know, we had a lot of people here to come out to celebrate, you know, and it was a great event. We had performers. We had the real Miss Brown. Shout out to the real Miss Brown. She rocked the house. She rocked the house. Soulful singer, rapper. She came out and rocked the house. Selly with his new song, which is J Love's son. Give a shout out to Selly. And then we had a little young one, Clarice. Yeah. A little young one called Slay Baby. Ooh. Shout out to Slay Baby. Slay Baby came and slayed the house with her very own lyrics and her music, and she performed and she rocked the house. Yeah. So we had a great event, and then, you know, school, you know, got me a little busy, but I was planning for this year. We're going to kick off this year. So I'm happy to be here. Happy for all of my supporters to join me, in this first show. This is first show of many this year that's going to be great and informative to you. But first, before we get into the show, I want to say that Community Vibes with Brown Eyes is a project that was designated to reach into the depths of the community to shine light on those who are often overlooked. People like artists, nonprofit organizations, activists, residents, young people, people just like you and me that decided to take their skill, or their desires and go out into the community and create a resource or a benefit to everyone that gets involved. So, that's what Community Vibes is all about, coming on the show, not just to talk about those things, but to highlight them. Because we have a lot of great things that are great people in our communities that's doing great things, that's touching lives, changing lives, and creating new things. So for change. So that's what our show is about, bringing people on. And one thing that I really like about this particular show and what we're going to be talking about is because it's the new year. And Clarice, you know what they do for the new year. We all do it. We make what? New Year resolutions, honey. I'm going to lose weight. I've been doing that every year. Sometimes I do good. Sometimes I fall off, but I think I'm still doing okay. I'm in the okay zone. But, we say we want to start our own business. Yeah. We want to, get a new environment. We want to eat different. We want to, we come up with these things we want to do and we don't get through them. We don't accomplish them. After a certain amount of time, we right back, February, come around, March come around, we falling off the wagon again. And one thing I have learned, and I know you're going to tell me a little more about, is that communication has a lot to do with that. When people hear the word communication, they don't only, they don't think about, ideas and stuff that they want to do. They don't think that communication has a lot to do with the way you think, the relation that you have with food, if you want to go on a diet, the relationship that you have with people, how you think about success. That's all communication, and how the brain works, how you visualize things, and how you dissect things to make them come to life in your world so that you could have success. So, Clarice, she wrote this real powerful book, but before we get to know her book, I want y'all to get to know Clarice. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the mic over to our special, beautiful guest today. Just let her tell you who is Clarice, and tell us a little bit about, your growing up and what finally made you attracted to communication.
Hi. Well, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. Again, thank you so much for having me here.
Absolutely.
I love the sign behind me. The world is yours.
Yes, the world is yours.
The world is yours.
Or it can be.
Or it can be.
With good communication.
With good communication. That's key. That's key.
Yes.
Well, my name is Clarice, and I come from a Christian home. My mom is my greatest inspiration.
Amen.
She's a strong woman. She has morals, and she taught me morals. Nowadays, a lot of that is lacking in homes. There are a lot of parents that's trying to be sisters and brothers to their children. And I appreciate that my mom was the woman that she was to me in my growing up.
Right.
But I came from a Christian background, a strong Christian background. I love music. I love family. Just community in general.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. And I'm the same way. I love community. I love music. I love family. I grew up in a household with a strong mom, and so I know how it is to have that type of support, especially in the world we live in. And I also know about this new generation of moms. A lot of them want to be their kids' friends because they feel like parents of yesteryear was a little too strict or too hard or too harsh. But a lot of those things, everything has a balance.
It does.
So some of that stuff that that happened years ago in our upbringing was not good. Everything wasn't good, but some
not
of that
everything.
stuff
a
was
lot of
good.
it was good.
You can't throw the baby away with the bathwater.
That's
You know,
true.
you got to take out what's good and keep, take out what's bad and keep what's good.
That's right.
And, a lot of that has to do with communication.
Yeah.
The way we see things. Some of our communication was very bad back then. With learning from our parents, or being spoiled from our parents. We didn't see it as, them not want us to suffer so we could be successful. Some people saw it as, my mom and dad took care of me, and now, I'm going to give my kid everything. They ain't going to have to work for nothing or do nothing. And now they're entitled, spoiled, and I want everything, without having to do nothing.
Right.
So, I mean, like this is a whole new generation. We learn from each other. We take some good and we take some bad, and we develop some good and we develop some bad. But one thing I know that is that communication is off, because of computers, because of social media. Every time you go out to the restaurants, you see people on their phone. People go on dates and they're on their phones. Like, who are you on a date with? Are you on a date with the people in your phone?
It's sad.
Or are you into the person that you're with?
Very sad.
We don't know how to be physical or, have physical contact with each other, eye contact or any of that anymore.
They lost that.
Yeah, we lost it. So you say you grew up, in a strong home and everything. So, what made you get interested in communications or, like being like a life coach or being involved with people, to help develop people?
Well, actually, I fell into it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I fell into it.
Fall in love, fall into people.
Yeah,
okay.
that too. When I first got my first job, out of all of my jobs I've ever had, I always rose up in management immediately without even asking.
I love it.
Yeah, and ultimately I just said, going to work punching a clock for a 9 to 5 wasn't meant for me. I mean, I'm not down in it for anyone, but some people are comfortable there. Right. I just wasn't. I knew I was meant to do more.
Right.
And I put my all into it. So I just said, if I'm going to put my all into something, I might as well do it for myself. That way I could be more effective and just give all of me and do what I need to do to help the way I would like to help people. So I own my own non-surgical hair replacement company for many years.
Oh, wow.
Over a decade and a half. And that's where I learned a lot of my communication strategies.
Okay.
Yeah. And prior to owning that, I actually worked at a non-surgical hair replacement company. I started out as a technician, and again, I rose up in management.
I love it.
Yeah. But what I learned there was what not to do in business in order to be successful.
And not only that, but you're talking about a non-surgical hair replacement. Like I could imagine that people that are going through the process of that, there's some self-esteem and a lot of, personable issues that make you have to be delicate, be compassionate, and have empathy for people so that you can communicate that love to them so they can feel good about what they're doing and build their self-esteem again.
Absolutely. You hit it right on the head.
Absolutely. See, I'm into communication too, but she the professional. I'm still in school, but I'm on it, and I could imagine that that's where a lot of your communication began to build, with that delicate situation for people.
Yeah.
So you worked in there and you started doing, how many years did you do that?
Close to 15. A few months shy of 15 years of owning it for myself.
Okay. So you just said, as I so eloquently cut her off, you said you had to work with people different, resolve different issues,
Yeah. A lot of times you're a therapist to people. And then if you're the owner of the company, you also have to deal with conflict resolution. And then I'm a mom. I'm a grandmother too.
Wow, did she look like a grandmother?
Yes.
A grand well? All I see is a grand smart woman. I don't see a grandmama.
Thank you.
Give her a round of applause. Look at her. She take care of herself.
Thank you.
That's communication, honey.
Thank
communication.
You. Yes.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
And so with the non-surgical hair, replacement, do you still do that type of thing?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not. Actually, when I was closing the business, I ended up starting a telecommunication business.
Okay.
But shortly after closing my non-surgical hair replacement company, I ended up falling sick.
Oh,
And
okay.
I thought it was just temporary aches and pains that I was experiencing.
Right.
Then I found out I actually, long story short, I ended up having severe fibromyalgia.
Oh, wow. That's painful.
Very painful. Is
Yeah.
when the central nervous system attacks your entire body.
Wow.
Some people get mild. I ended up getting severe.
Severe.
Yeah. Some people
Wow.
only get the memory fog. I had memory loss. I had to have brainwave testing. I had to go through many years of being on pain medications and going through therapy. There were times I lost the ability to walk.
Wow.
There were times I lost the ability to remember things about my life, such as my name. I would remember one part of my name, my first name, maybe not my last or my middle. There were times where I would remember my doctor's address. I wouldn't remember his name. I went through a lot.
That is a lot. That is a
Yeah.
lot. Well, I'm thankful that you came through that. Like,
Thank
I would have
God.
never known, that you just by looking at you that you went through some things like that. Now, I could imagine that, the fact that communication was large during that time because you had to deal with people,
Yeah.
you had to deal with life, but yet and still you had to communicate with them
I did.
in a way where that sickness and whatever you was going through, all the emotions that come with all that, and you still had to communicate with people
I did.
You
By
know?
the grace of God.
by the grace of God.
Yeah.
You had to communicate with people and still pull off life.
And
like
things were just fine when it really wasn't.
right, exactly. And a lot of us do that. Like, how many of y'all listening here, you wake up some days or you're not feeling well. Like, I have arthritis in every joint in my body. Every last joint in my body. I have arthritis. The worst is in my spine, my lower back, and sometimes I'm in a lot of pain,
Wow.
but you would never know it because I'm giggling. I might mention like, oh God, I'm not feeling too well today, but I try to laugh it off. I try to move it off. I try to walk it off, but I'm in pain every day of my life,
I understand.
to a certain degree, even right now sitting here.
I had to take some pain relievers before I came.
You see?
Yeah.
And you have to learn how to communicate with people at work and at home, in your communities, in the stores, in the malls, and in the
doesn't
grocery
stop.
store,
You don't-
wherever you
you
go.
don't get time off.
They don't know what you're feeling. So you have to learn how to accept whatever is going on in your life, but not let it reflect on your relationships with people.
That's right.
So that you can build healthy relationships and a healthy environment for yourself. But you wrote the book, The Art of Communication 101. When did that idea start, like, into action? Once you found out you were sick and you went through the fibromyalgia, when did you feel like, you needed to write a book?
Well, once God restored my memory, because I had memory loss, I thought I was having concentration issues, and the doctor said, no, that's memory loss. It's short-term memory loss.
Wow.
Yeah. I can go way into that, but we'll save that for another time.
Yes.
But I was actually writing a book about my life. I was going through a lot of things, my health, and just all aspects of my life.
Right.
And I was writing a book, and the name of the book was Turning Pain into Purpose.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like that. You need to still write that one.
I am.
Turning pain
Yeah.
into purpose.
Yes.
Hello, I got a lot of pain every day and I want to turn it into purpose.
Yeah, well, I had emotional pain, physical pain, just pain of life, and things that I had to endure. So it was all of that.
Right.
And so every time I went to try to go and write about it and think about what order I wanted to have things in, and just think about it in general, because I had so much to say.
Right.
God would just stop me. And one day I was going to write about it, my journey, and he just gave me a download and said, no, I need you to put that to the side, and I need you to write about communication.
Wow.
Yeah. And he said, because you're good at communication, I gave you a gift in communication. And I was like, oh God, where do I begin?
Absolutely.
And then I was like, well, what is the title going to be? And I promise you, and about 2 to 3 days later, I woke up and the Holy Spirit just dropped on me the Art of Communication 101.
You know what it reminds me
to
of?
the basics.
The Art of Communication and the Ark of Covenant.
Oh,
come on now, girl.
All right,
the
now.
Spirit is in the room.
Yes,
okay,
it
the
is.
world is yours.
Oh, hallelujah.
Okay,
amen.
So what I'm trying to tell you is that I feel that. I feel that revelation. I feel that revelation, and I want to talk more about what you actually got into in your book. But before we do that, I want to roll this introductory video for the official rollout for her book. Can we roll that tape?
With over 20 years of experience in conflict resolution, Clarice Swinney has helped people uncover their true potential, which has inspired her to write this self-help guide. Becoming a life coach and business strategist came easy to her. Years later, when she became a certified mediator, she recognized the need for better communication in an age dominated by digital interactions. The Art of Communication 101 doesn't beat around the bush. It dives straight into the essentials, offering millennials and Gen Z invaluable insights into the nuances of communication. This 12-chapter book covers everything from listening to setting boundaries and crafting the right phrases. It's a roadmap to positive change. Clarice emphasizes that effective communication strengthens relationships, and miscommunication can be disastrous. She teaches that only open, honest conversations can aid in avoiding misunderstandings. Through her book, readers develop active listening, thoughtful responses, and understanding, leading to richer and more meaningful relationships.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. About community. And I got my book right here.
Yes,
I got my book right here. Right here, The Art of Communication 101, bringing it back to the basics. You know, what I think about with this book as well, I learned when I was in college a couple of years ago before I stopped going and I didn't get a degree, but I was going for psychology. And I was in Empire State College, you know, in New York City, you know, going for my degree. And I realized that you have to learn how to communicate with yourself. Some people don't even know how to communicate with themselves. This is where I'm talking about the New Year's resolution thing. We tell ourselves we want to do all these great things, and we always wonder why when the new year comes in, we working on the same thing for the next 10, 15 years.
Like
my New Year's resolution is I'm going to get rid of all the negativity around me. I'm going to, you know, get a better diet. I'm going to do this. It's because we need to build that relationship in ourselves mentally first. If you're not ready for something mentally, you're not going to have enough willpower or foundation to be strong enough to pull it off. You know, one of my biggest things, and I know a lot of y'all out there are the same as me, I'm a sugar addict. I am a sugar addict. I've been a sugar addict all my life. I grew up in an era where the pudgy kid was the healthy kid. You know, she has a healthy appetite. She a pudgy kid. She eat good, you know, and they fed me. And they gave me everything I wanted. You know, all the cookies and ice cream. And I'm not mad at them because that's what it was. You was a healthy kid. If you had a little weight to you, you ate. It was good. But we learned later on in life that wasn't so healthy. You know, the foods that we were, you know, eating as kids, and then you try to get it off and you say to yourself, you're addicted to this sugar, you know, and you say to yourself that you're going to get it. Now, I have lost a lot of weight before, you know, and I put it back on because it's all about communication. I have a bad relationship with food. Now, I know a lot of y'all out there got the same issue, so I know you understand what I'm talking about. I got a bad relationship with food, you know, and the bad foods at that, the sugars, this and that. And sometimes people say, oh, well, you start again tomorrow, you do that. No, I need to stay away from it. It's like telling a crackhead, you know, or so I don't want to call him a crackhead, but telling somebody that's on drugs.
Addicted to something.
Yes, that's addicted to something. You know, oh, you could just do it for tonight, you know, and then go jump back off it tomorrow. It's not going to happen with me. Some people can do that because they have that willpower,
right?
But I don't have that. So the relationship is in the brain first. You have to tell yourself what you're not going to do, you know, before you get in a situation to have enough power to be able to avoid it. Now, some of the stuff in your book that I got my autograph copy. Could I show that? I got an autograph copy. I'm not going to tell y'all how I got it yet. We get ready to get into that too. But you have 12 chapters in this book, and a lot of them are like listening to understand. something I experienced in college because we had an exercise. They said I didn't know that when you're a psychiatrist or psychologist, it's not your job to give people advice.
That's right.
I didn't know that. I thought, I like to give advice. When I learned that all it was doing is listening and then having the person talk about what their things are that they thinking about to resolve it, you help them figure out on their own, from their own thoughts, how to figure out their problems. We all did an exercise. We had to just sit and listen to somebody for about 5 minutes and then without interjecting. Do you know how hard that was? Everybody in the class was interjecting and the professor was like, nope, you're not supposed to be talking. Just listen. Just listen. We have listening issues.
Big time.
Most of the time when people have some type of discrepancy between each other, they already think about how they're going to respond before they even listen to every little thing you're going to say and dissect it. So you have that, and you have the conversation versus debate, comprehension example. But you tell me you tell me about the book. What's your best chapter in here? And I just saw gaslighting in there. Oh, that's big. But
oh my God,
gaslighting.
Yeah.
You tell me about it.
All
about
right.
your book and your 12 chapters.
Well, honestly, I don't have a favorite chapter in there, but God gave me all of that, so I guess all of the chapters are my favorite now that I think about it. But being that you said gaslighting, I'm glad you said gaslighting.
Oh, a lot of that going on.
Because a lot of people don't know what gaslighting really is.
Absolutely. That's why I'm glad I turned to it.
I am glad you turned to it too. And unfortunately, a lot of people are being gaslit and they have no idea that that's what's happening to them. Like in relationships, they'll say something to you. Right. Just to get a reaction out of you. And then they'll turn around and become the victim and blame you for the reaction that they caused.
Absolutely.
You know? So a lot of the times you have to know who you're talking to and know what you're watching. Right. Because if you know somebody normally has a calm and cool demeanor and all of a sudden you see them kind of like they're talking with someone and they kind of like lose it. Right. A lot of the times that's a reactive reaction from an abusive situation. Right. And when you gaslighting someone, you're emotionally and mentally abusing them. Yeah. And it basically comes from a narcissist attitude. It comes from a narcissist spirit. Wow. Yeah. A narcissist, they pretty much just focus on themselves. And narcissists have a lot of different tactics that they use. Right. And one of the tactics that they use is triangulation. I'm going to cover that again in another book that I'm working on, part 2. Oh, yeah. About different type of personalities and what to watch out for. Right. Because this is an egotistical world. Right. And everybody is a lot of people, not everyone, a lot of people are self-absorbed. Yes. And it's a narcissistic spirit in them. Yes. You know? But yeah, I want to go a lot further into that. But
yeah, well, I like that because that's a lot. There's a lot of that going on, and there's a lot of guilt, like tripping of friendships. Like people will do something to you, and then when you react to them, they tell you don't treat them right.
Exactly. That's
and you're like, what are you talking about? I'm responding to you and what you're doing. Yeah. No, that's how you are, and it's a lot of that. And a lot of time people use that because they're opportunists and they know that they could guilt trip you into giving them what they want or whatever gratification they're trying to get from you. They're going to guilt trip you into it. That's their pay. Yeah. Yeah. And also, so be careful of those type of people too, because what they'll do is the triangulation, what I was talking about, what they'll do is they like to control the narrative. Right. So they can't be themselves. Like when I'm around people, my spirit bother their demons. Oh, come on now. So they want to keep me, they like to keep me separate just to them. Right. Or, you know what, I'll hang out with her, but when it's time for me to hang out with everyone else, you want to tell me there's a problem with other people. And I'm like, no, I've been around them. There's no problem. Yeah. But what happens is if somebody is doing triangulation
and they want to keep you separate,
Right.
they'll just tell you, oh, so and so, this person don't really like you. They're different behind your back.
Right.
They're different. They act different in front of you, but that's not who
That's
they are.
not who they are.
But guess what? I'm listening to you saying this.
Right.
Okay. You have to be the judge for yourself and know if you were around someone else, just because the person that's telling you that, you have to use your own common sense and your own wisdom.
Right.
Why are they telling you this? Because here's how you can tell when somebody's a narcissist. You put them on the spot. If you can tell me something about someone, you should be able to bring me and them together, and let's have transparency.
Okay, I like that. Transparency. That means clear, open conversation.
Because if you could bring it to me,
yes,
I'm about solutions.
Right.
Because here you go. And a lot of the times you will have that same person now, how they'll get there. They want to cause a problem with them.
Right. And
then they'll make a comment and say they don't like you. And then you'll say, well, I don't like them either. And then next thing you notice, they'll go to that person and say, she don't like you,
Right.
But they're taking a response from what you're saying based on what they said to you initially.
Right.
That's triangulation. Now,
so
this
much of
person
that.
is mad at this person. This person is mad at this person. And the person in the middle is the puppet master.
Is the puppet master.
Yeah, so now
that happened to me at one of my jobs.
Yeah, now they keep you separate, and you never knew that they were the puppet master, and you never actually had a problem. But that way they can get to talk with you and say what they want, and tell you what this person is thinking, and tell you what they want, all the while they're the victim.
Yes. That happened to me before.
Triangulation.
Just like that.
Yeah, and it's a lot of that going on.
Pit me and another co-worker against each other while they were playing puppet, going back to that person, come to me. And then when we got together in the end with management, we realized that that's what that person was doing.
Yes.
And it was so shocking because that person was quiet. They wasn't loud. They wasn't aggressive. They just were nicely.
Smooth. They're very smooth.
Spinning their wheels.
They're very smooth and convincing.
Well, how do you feel about...
Could you imagine if they use that for good?
Oh, they would be that much better to people. But a lot of people like controversy. They don't like anything good. It's like this show right here, it's hard to get people to like and subscribe to the page because it's about good things.
Exactly.
But if I put some fighting up, I get about 17,000 views.
Right.
People want to see action and trauma, but then they say, why can't we have anything positive or real?
Well, are you doing anything positive or real?
Exactly. Are you attracted to it?
You're wanting it, but you're not putting in the work to do it.
Are you attracted to that as well?
That's right.
How do you feel about the entitled relationships, like family members who are entitled to your money, your car, what you have because we're related, or relationships, I'm entitled to everything you have, your money, your house, your this, because you're supposed to love me.
Right.
And we're supposed to be family, or we're supposed to be lovers, or how do you, what type of what type of thinking is that?
Narcissism.
Oh, that is narcissism.
Yeah, because narcissism, it falls under many categories. One is entitlement. Another one is grandiosity. Another one is they just feel that you're supposed to.
Right.
They always have their hand out. They always expect things to be done.
Right.
For them. But those are the ones that are least giving.
Absolutely.
Yes. I don't mind sharing. I'm a giver. I'm a giver by nature.
Me too.
But at the same time, I've actually been hurt that way because some people have thought I was a little too nice.
Oh, you too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
I'm no longer in that club.
Okay, well, I got to get out too then.
Yeah, well, it was a battle. I fought, but I'm still nice. But I actually learned to say no. I learned to say no, and I'm actually okay with saying no now.
Right. I learned how to do that too. It's a practice though.
It is a practice because my heart is like, I want to give, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You got to earn it.
And the first time I said no to someone that needed my help and I knew they were just the opportunities, I was sad when I walked away. I felt bad. I felt like maybe I shouldn't have done it. But then later on down the line, I felt good.
That's right.
You know,
Yep.
because it's hard to do when you're so used to saying yes.
Yeah. Oh, I've been
You know,
there.
that first no is like a real work.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
to say no, but then you realize you were better off, and that was your first step to caring for you.
That's right. Because
know,
otherwise you'll be taken advantage
You'll
of.
be taken advantage of, definitely. Now, I know that the way I got my book is that you had your book signing event, and I was there,
Yay.
and that's how I met you. Shout out to I'm gonna call him our in-house photographer, even though he's the
Yes.
photographer to the stars, Ronnie Wright. You know what I'm
Yay,
saying? Because this is
Ronnie.
the reason why we and you met. You know,
Yes.
coming to photograph your event.
Yeah.
And you know, I came out and I got to meet a wonderful person that he really wanted to link us up, and you see why.
And we vibed from the moment
it just
we
vibed
met.
really good. I enjoyed myself from the time I walked in the door to the time I came out of the door, and I had a very good time. I got my book and I got it signed, and I got to meet her and a couple of other great people, and I want to show the people a little bit of, you know, that night through picture and music. So we could run that video to show the night of the book signing.
All right. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this book we have The Art of Communication 101 by Ms. Swinney. Thank you so much for having me here. We love the book, and I hope I wish you the greatest with this book. Thank you. I love the book.
Talking about the art of communications. There was so much love in the house that night.
Yes, it
You
was.
have so many people that support you and love you and came out, and I just felt all of that energy. And all that energy spins around who you are and what you've been given out into the environment.
Thank you.
I mean, like, I felt like I knew you forever in there. I was so happy
felt
to
the
be there.
same.
The energy was just good. The music was good. The people were good. It was just a great event. And I know that you have more to come, you know, to you know, promote your book and everything. And I plan on, whenever I'm available, coming out to support you.
I appreciate
You a part
it.
of the Community Vibes with Brown Eyes family now, y'all. Clarice Swinney. She's a part of the Community Vibes with
Yes,
Brown
I
Eyes
am,
family.
proudly.
We're inducting her today.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
kicking off the new year.
Yes.
So your book, that you have, your book, we talking about different things inside of your book, and we talked about the gaslighting, we talked about the entitlement, and you know, just like the miscommunications, people not listening, and everything like that. So what would you tell a person? You know, like even me, everybody, it's a daily walk. It's a yearly walk. It's a life walk. We all working on communication. You know, we don't treat ourselves well. We don't allow other people to treat us well, which is us not treating ourselves well.
That is so true.
So what advice would you give someone on how to slowly begin to step out of that abuse to themselves and begin to like have a different way of thinking? Like, how do they practice that? Like, what is the first step to having better communication with yourself first and then with others?
To set healthy boundaries. You have
Okay.
to set boundaries. First, you have to learn to be committed to yourself before you could be committed to anyone else.
Right.
And but you have to have boundaries. When you put boundaries in place, you have to follow it up with action.
Right.
If somebody overstepped those boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
So if you start your foundation that way, making
Right.
a commitment to yourself, you want to change. There are certain things you will allow in your life and certain things you will not.
Absolutely.
You know, I read something on Facebook the other day. You're the CEO of your own life. You need to start firing people.
Hello.
I actually started firing a lot of people. So a lot of people you saw around me,
Yeah.
they're no longer around me because you know what? They need to earn their way in my presence.
Right.
You know, and that's not being egotistical.
No.
That's just saying that I know who I am. I know the peace that I desire to have. I know what I give to others, and I just want the same thing given back to me. I used to be a giver. I used to say I live to give.
Right.
I got taken advantage of, not in a way where, taking advantage of is taking advantage of is there's no good way about it, you
Right.
know, whether it's a bunch of ingrates or you just kept yourself off of the list. Put yourself back on the list.
Right.
Take care of yourself before you start taking care of other people, but set some boundaries, what you will accept, what you will not accept.
Right.
People treat you the way you teach them to.
And I like that so much because let me tell you, not to tell all my business on the show, but you know, I'm an open book. I'm not ashamed about any mistakes that I've made in life. But I remember, back when I was younger and I didn't know any better, and a lot of people, I see them still do that today, even in their older age, is that they're not happy unless the person that is opportunizing off of them is happy. So they'll say, as long as this person is happy, then I'm happy. When they're not happy, because I used to do that. I used to be in a relationship, and I used to say, as long as he's happy, I'm happy. And he knew that, and people know that means that she's all about me and I'm all about me. So we good together because she's going to make sure I get every gratification that I want, and so that I could be happy, but I don't have to do anything for that person.
And that was a very empty life. I'm
Very
sure you felt
empty.
very empty.
But I see it a lot,
Yeah.
even still
Yeah.
to this day in a lot of
Yeah.
people. And it's such a hard
You're constantly
place to be.
making withdrawals
Yes,
to people, but they're never depositing.
absolutely.
After a while, one day you're gonna wake up. People wake up.
Yeah, hopefully, because some people stay in for years and they don't realize until all
But
this
that's
time
because
go
they
by.
don't know who they are. Some people feel like they have to do this to be liked.
Yes,
I was doing it because I had love.
absolutely.
I didn't need to be liked. A lot
Right.
of people, either you're gonna like me or you don't like me. That's the realest part in me.
Right.
But
Exactly.
I always came from a good place in my spirit and in my heart.
Right. Exactly.
And I did things intentionally.
Yes, and that is exactly how I am. I think we have matching personalities and probably have gone through a lot of similar things. And even you who are watching out there, I'm sure that a lot of you are relating. Leave your comments, in the chat area. I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts of what you've gone through or how you feel. Have you been gaslit before? Or is there some entitled people in your life? Is there stress in your life where opportunists are using you to get what they want, but they're not willing to fill back into you? let us know. We want to hear, because your testimony and what you say is a blessing for somebody else, so they can know that they're not the only one and there is a way out. You know, because there's always a way out. You know, and sometimes people can bamboozle you and trick you, but not for long.
That's right.
You know, once you realize that, that's the chance for you to step back and take a re-evaluation of the situation and figure out your way around it and out of it. You know, and sometimes people don't realize they're doing that, so there might be a change in them, and you can have a better relationship with them, be it family members or a personal relationship. But you got to step back and look at it and address it to see what it is, and how you know, mal it is for you, or bad it is for you, or if it's just a mistake on a person's behalf because they don't realize what they're doing.
Yeah, a lot of people are being gaslit and they don't even know that they're being gaslit.
Right.
They wasn't even aware of a term
called gaslighting. And some people use it so loosely and wrongly
they
nowadays.
do, and
Everybody.
it's so, oh my God. Oh my God.
I used to use it wrong too. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I used to use, when I first heard the word, I was like, "You gaslighting me." You know, my daughter was like, "That's not gaslighting, Mom."
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, see, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
When you know better, you do better.
I'm living and I'm learning.
Yeah.
And sometimes you know what people doing, but you like, you know what? I see you, but I'm gonna let you dig a hole for yourself. Once you know, you watch, you say, "Yeah, okay, I got you." You know, so communication also goes into personal life and everywhere you go. I'm talking about on the job, you know, and personal relationship, at parties. I mean, like wherever you are in life, communication is a factor in it. When you're home alone and deciding what you're going to do, you're communicating with yourself and how you're going to communicate with others. So communication starts wherever you are planning anything for yourself or with others. But one thing I know that I saw that communication work with you as well, because you know I did a little digging through all your pictures and all that stuff, is I noticed you did a little acting, girl.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm into acting too.
Over 20 years.
How did that develop with you, acting and you know, communications? How did that, you know, intersect with that?
Well, I started out in television and film, and I ended up doing a lot of music shows, different award shows from BET, MTV, Viacom, all of that.
Love it.
I've been on both sides of it. And I ended up, let's see, what's that before? Prior to, well, I always wanted to be an actor when I was younger, okay?
Right.
And I ended up being blessed to being a part of those entities that I just mentioned as far as television and film is concerned. Right. And then I ended up also being president, CEO, and CFO of an actors workshop.
Wow, I love actors workshops.
Yeah,
because you know I always wanted to be an actor too. I told you we got a lot in common, girl.
The strollers, players. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, and their motto was from the page to the stage. But the problem was they were stuck with just doing monologues and staying on the page and never taking it to the stage.
Oh, okay.
And one day I was invited by a friend, and I sat in the audience and got laid on my heart that, you know, I saw the drive people had, but they just had no real direction.
Right.
And so they asked me if I would, you know, come back and participate. And I had a lot of stuff going on, but you know what? God also, that was another time I got a download. He said, help these people, you know? So I told him I would stick around, but I was going to be gone before you know it. So within 6 months, I took them from the page to the stage, and many directors came out of it and went on to do a lot of shows off Broadway.
Give her a round of applause for that.
Thank you.
A round of applause. Girl, you did the darn thing. Well, I want to show a couple of pictures of you that I found of you in your acting role. So let's run now those pictures.
If MTV were a nail artist, she would be the most skilled nail artist in the entire city. She will have completed no less than 3 separate vocational training programs. The level of detail in her nailscapes would be unparalleled. requiring the use of a specially manufactured ocular that is thrice the magnification of other nail techs' oculars. Which proves definitively, if MTV were a nail artist, she would be the most skilled nail artist in the entire city.
Right, so you had your little cameo. You know what I'm trying to get over is how you was supposed to be looking like some kind of Walking Dead person and you still cute. I mean, like, how they make her up to look like blood coming out of her head and everything. She's still giving face, you know, like she's on the runway, you know. I thought that was so cute, you know. But you know, I like that because people don't realize how much communication means, you know, with acting, you know, because a lot of actors, they have to play performance games sometimes to build chemistry
and do a lot of improv.
Improv, so people could believe, you know, believe them, you know, and what they're performing and make it believable, you know, just like in relationships. Without chemistry, it's very hard to have a successful relationship.
That is true.
Chemistry is everything. I mean, when I met you, the chemistry, that's how I knew I had to have you on the show, and I knew that this would be a great opportunity to, you know, talk about what you're doing. You know, so how did you start, you know, doing the acting, and what set was that? Because I know I saw the set when you had on the blood and everything. What was that movie you were filming?
Oh my God, I forgot the name of that. It was actually a show. It was on HBO.
I know it was a TV series.
Yeah,
I saw it.
Yeah.
And I was trying to remember, but you know, God. I just pulled the pictures, girl. But it looked like it was a pretty good show.
I had some memory loss.
So that's right.
I apologize.
I forgot about that. You did have it. Look, I'm having memory loss too. I should have took it off the picture. But congratulations on all of the things that you have done.
Thank you.
You know, and that you are doing.
Thank you.
And one thing I like about you in particular is that you're the perfect person to come on Community Vibes with Brown Eyes. And the reason why I say that is because everything that you do that's helpful for you, you're not stingy with it.
No, I'm not.
You're giving it back to other people. You want people to know. You want people to grow. You want people to learn. You put it in the book. You out here promoting it. You came on the show. You're telling people what it is to have a healthy relationship and how to work on it, and giving them the tools that they need to be successful. And that's everything to me, you know, and that means everything to me, and I'm sure to all the viewers that are watching, because it's hard to find people that want to give nowadays. You know, they get and they feel successful, and I got this, and I'm not telling anybody how I got it, and I worked for this, so you figure it out on your own. But, you know, to have people that are successful in what they have done in business, I mean, you went through business, had your own, you know, bringing people to the stage, from the page to the stage, and, you know, you're writing your book, and, you know, now you're promoting that. You go, I'm pretty sure your second book is coming out, and I'm just looking forward to that, you know, because this is going to be helpful for me. And this is the type of book, people, that you don't just read through. It's like a Bible, really. You know, like you be like, you know, let me read this, and it's in third person too. So I feel like you talking to me.
You feel like I'm sitting directly across from you, talking to you.
Yes.
My personality is all through. I even tell you, come on, stop it, cut it out.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Her personality is all in this, and she has a wonderful personality, a warming personality with empathy and compassion for others. So that's what's important about it. So people, you know, this book by Clarice Swinney is where you tell them where they can find this book at.
It is available on Amazon, and it's available at Barnes & Noble. So you can go online to Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com, and you can either put in my name, Clarice Swinney, and it'll come up. Or you can put in the title of the book, The Art of Communication 101, and it'll also come up. Or you can go to my website, ClariceSwinney.com,
ClariceSwinney.com. And make sure you get it, because I got my book. I'm reading it. It's very helpful. I plan on building better communication and relationships this year on my show to bringing people on. We gonna have a great couple of shows this year, but I'm also, when she have her next book signing, I'm gonna have it on my page. I'm gonna let you guys know. I'm gonna send out the information. Please come out and support us, sister. We gotta support each other. We living in a world where people seeing aliens in Miami, where we having, you know, more school shootings. We having, you know, political issues, you know, immigration problems, like everything negative you could think about. People risking their lives, jumping from buildings, and all kind of things like that. We have to have some type of stability mentally so that we could stave off. And the one thing I want to say in terms of communication, please, I know I'm not an expert, but this year a lot of things is going to take place. This is the year of new beginnings. So new things you have never seen before is going to come into fusion, and things that you were attached to may have to be gone so that you can move on to another level, because this is the year of the 8. I always say last year, 2023, those numbers equal 7. This year, 2024 equals 8. 8 is a number for new beginnings. Okay? So there's a lot of new beginnings that's going to happen this year, and you need not to be distracted. Because part of that is going to be a lot of distractions put in our environment to make our nervous system go bad, so that we could be on anti-anxiety medications or needing something to calm us down, to make us lose sleep at night. Focus on your purpose and communication and building what's positive for yourself, and not allow TikTok and other people's opinions, feelings, and AI design videos to put fear in you and to put all these emotions in you so that you can forget what you need to do to get your new beginning, your new start, and your success this year, because it's there for you. So please get this book. Start working on yourself. I'm working on myself, and support Clarice, because she has a lot of good things in this book. And also support Community Vibes with Brown Eyes. If you know anyone that you think be great to come on the show, please feel free to contact us at communityvibesbe@gmail.com, or you can go to our Facebook page. We on Instagram, we on TikTok. Please get in touch, leave the information in our chat with this video, and please support us. If you want to support Community Vibes monetarily, we do have, you know, a shop, the merchandise shop, where you can buy, you know, Community Vibe clothing that also proceeds will go to the show. And you can also, you know, send us cash apps through Brown Vibes, you know, and we'll be glad to have any support to keep these shows going on. So just get ready to kick off this year. We're in a new room for a new start. You know, we got a couch, we got The World Is Yours, because it's going to be ours this year, because we're not going to let those distractions take us away from what we're doing. So with that, I want to thank you, Clarice, for coming out to the first show of the year, and I'm sure it ain't going to be the last, because we got to talk about relationships, girl. That's another show we're going to do. That's going to be a good one. I want to give a shout out to Bravery Studios, where I'm recording right now, to our engineer, Marvin. He is the best. I want to give a shout out to Ronnie Wright for all the photography he did in that slideshow that I did. He's the photographer that night, you know, and I want to give a shout out to all of you supporters who have been supporting me from day one. This is our 2nd year, and we're just happy to be here, and I look forward to great more. We're going to end out this show with a song that I wrote, produced by King T Finesse, called Living My Dream, because I want you to live your dream. And we gonna roll out like that. See you next time. This song was written with this lifestyle in mind, communication.
I'm just living my dreams, I'm living my dreams, I'm living my dreams. No matter what life brings, I'm living my dreams, I'm living my dreams, I'm living my dreams. No matter what life brings. In my youthful days, where dreams were fresh, the sky was the limit and nothing less. We stretched our goals, let the story be told. Imagining a vision, then behold, life took a toll, from hot to cold. Reality at times out of my control. Step into the shoes of things you wanted to do. Take a stand with a plan to believe in you. And every day we played the role to discover this journey into our goals. Time ticking on, running out, no doubt. Persist with my gifts, so you know what I'm about. I'm just living living my dreams, I'm living my dreams, I'm living my dreams. No matter what life brings, I'm living my dreams, I'm living my dreams, I'm living my dreams. No matter what life brings, 'cause it's never too late, it's never too late, don't never take it. Why? It's still great. I said it's never too late, it's never too late, don't hesitate. Yeah, 'cause you can still be great. I said it's never too late, it's never too late, don't hesitate. Why? You can still be great. I said it's never too late, it's never too late, don't hesitate. Yeah, you can still be great. Introduce your thoughts, dreams were born, some fell through the cracks, so we took a loss. You see, life is born in this walk we were given. Wake up in the morning in this land of the living, trying to stay humble in my heart instead of tripping. Building up the crowd with this mic, I'm steady gripping, letting nothing take away my dreams. Coming out with the force, blowing out full steam. It ain't over till this life is done. I'm living my dream, yeah, I'm still number one. As long as breath is within me, I'm moving along. 30 years creating my songs, I'm just living my dreams. I'm living my dreams, I'm living my dreams. No matter what life brings, I'm living my dreams, I'm living my dreams, I'm living my dreams. No matter what life brings, 'cause it's never too late, it's never too late, don't hesitate. Why? 'Cause you can still be great. I said it's never too late, it's never too late, don't hesitate. Yeah, you can still be great. I said it's never too late, it's never too late, don't hesitate. Why? You can still be great. I said it's never too late, it's never too late, don't hesitate. Yeah, you can still be great. I got a passion for peace in my soul. The stories on the street keeps coming at me cold. Packed in my mind, all the things untold. Sad memories, even though I'm growing old. Fear taking over, making people stand still. Looking for a hope in the strength of God's will. Trying to hold on, doesn't matter how I feel. Gotta stay strong, every day I'm trying to build. What happened to the dreams people try to fulfill? What happened to the day when we all kept it real? Step into greatness, God created. Pressing all the way until I finally make it. I'm living my dreams, I'm living my dreams, I'm living my dreams. No matter what life brings, I'm living my dreams, I'm living my dreams, I'm living my dreams. No matter what life brings, 'cause it's never too late, it's never too late, don't hesitate. Why? You can still be great. I said it's